Making your espresso martinis with Monin's cold brew concentrate just takes away all that faff of needing fresh espresso or a proper coffee machine. What you have to remember is that this is a concentrate, not a sweet syrup like with the rest of Monin's range. And of course, it's long life and shelf stable, so you've got espresso whenever you need it. Now, of course, there's so many directions you can take your espresso martini down. You can play around with your base alcohol, whether you're going traditional style and plain vodka, or you could go something like a vanilla vodka. Heck, you can do tequila. You can even do one of my favorites, spiced rum. I love a spiced rum espresso martini. Now, today I'm just going to use plain vodka, but I am going to show you how to make a flavored espresso martini. But for this, the base ingredient, just plain old vodka. Now, the next decision you need to make is whether you actually need to use a coffee liqueur. Personally, I don't think you do these days, even if you use fresh espresso, because all that is essentially is either vodka based or rum based with coffee flavouring. And you've already got that from your main ingredient, your main spirit of choice, and your coffee, your espresso. So for me, I don't tend to use a coffee liqueur these days, but I'll leave that up to you. Now we come to the cold brew concentrate. This is completely up to you for your ratios. Personally, what I teach is whatever the base ingredient, so I've used 50 ml of plain vodka, I would match that with your cold brew concentrate or even your fresh espresso. Is up to you, but I think that balance works exceptionally well. So 50 ml of cold brew concentrate. Now, traditionally speaking, people do need a touch of sweetness in their espresso martinis. And that is inherently what the coffee liqueur is all about, because it obviously is sweetened. So you've got that base vodka or rum, whatever the coffee liqueur uses, with fresh coffee that's gone in there to make it, but there will be a touch of sugar. But for me, when you're actually making flavour espresso martinis, like a big one would be salted caramel, for example, you know, that then becomes too sweet to add in something like this. This is why I don't use a coffee liqueur. So instead, what I actually do is, as we've done, 50 ml of coffee, 50 ml of base spirit, but then 10 to 15 ml of your syrup of choice. And today, there's no right or wrong, but I'm going for a chocolate cookie espresso martini. Basically, what I'm saying is any flavour within reason will work in espresso martini from the Monin range. All of that top shelf, 100% will. Even the new spiced red berry syrup, that will be fantastic and give your espresso martini a lovely fruity twist. But as I love my chocolate cookies, I'm going for this syrup, 15 ml, 1.5 into the shaker. Now remember to add plenty of ice to your shaker. You don't just want a couple of cubes. As I always say with long drinks, the more ice you have in your glass, the colder it stays for longer, therefore the less dilution. The same applies to shaking a cocktail. 2 or 3 cubes of ice is going to dilute and you're going to add too much water to your drink. A full cocktail tin of ice there is going to stay frozen, colder for a lot longer, therefore less dilution. Now, not only do you want to shake your cocktail as hard as you possibly can to get that frosting because you want it ice and cold, do yourself a favour, put a glass in the freezer so you've got an ice cold glass to serve it up in. No right or wrong, martini glass, coupe glass, use whatever you like. But I do like to double strain. What that will do is that will stop the ice coming out, that will catch any little tiny shards of ice, giving you a silky smooth drink. And what you'll see is that cold brew still gives you that lovely frothy crema. Works a treat. And of course, traditionally speaking, you would garnish with a couple of coffee beans, but as we've done chocolate, even grated chocolate would be a good one. But I've just got some sort of chocolate vermicelli on top, which I think is pretty cool. And that is my kind of chocolate cookie espresso martini. And that is delicious. Plenty of oomph, plenty of coffee body to it, but lovely chocolatey twist. Cheers.